all your competitors are being taught how to tell a half truth, and they're using math to do it. And the conversation about math is, we're going to do some math here. We're going to show what you might have should we create the same 60-year performance we've had over the last 60 years in the stock market. But it's impossible to create the next 60 years the same way we did the last 60 years, because it hasn't happened yet. There's things coming in this world that we didn't even know existed, will exist. So what math does, math is not impacted by life, but money is. Everything that happens in life impacts how much money you have. So we're going to demonstrate a few things with this calculator kind of quickly. I'm going to do a simple approach. Let's just say you started with $100,000. Somehow you got $100,000 in the savings accounts when you were when you were 30 years old. So we're going to go from, I'll just change this calculator, from age 30 to age 85. Well, why to age 85? If you live to life expectancy, that's 55 years worth of time there. And we all live until we don't. And most of the people I know would like to live a full, healthy life, full and healthy life. But I would show you in just a moment, most people will never get to live the life that they wanted to, because they're positioning assets in a way that literally prevent it from happening. So if you had $100,000 and you were listening to one of our gurus on radio or internet or whatever, and he said, you know, you can get 12% a year. That might be true. But if you get 12% a year, and they'll say average 12%, we'll use that 12%. If you were in an ideal world, that 12% with no losses would grow to almost $51 million by the time you're 85. Well, something I want to know is what actually happened. So I said, let's back this up, just because I said 60 years and I'm 60 years old, and I know that 1964 was 60 years ago because that's when I was born. So we're going back to 1964. We're actually doing 60 years. So the actual rate of return in the large cap stocks, similar to the S&P 500, was 11.68%. Here's all of the different years and the returns, the ups, the downs. That's all those years. Well, that would have been $35.8 million if we'd earned 11.68% with market volatility. Let me compare that to 11.68% with no losses. $75 million if there are no losses. Historical returns, almost $36 million. Now, if I were to invest this money in the market, now this was $100,000 one time. I didn't add anything else to it, just one time, and it's growing. I have to pay someone to manage this money for me. It might be Vanguard, it might be American Funds, whatever the fund choice I had. I'm going to use that 1% low fee of 1%. 1% shouldn't be much. Watch what happens to this $35.8 million. I don't know if you caught that. Let's do that again. 0 with no fee. You'd have almost $36 million. With just a 1% fee, that's $19.6 million that's remaining.